there, YouTube. We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for y'all. I'm joined by the Twerkin' Matworkity Twerk, the Kaiju King, TJ.
I was learning how to twerk, by the way.
It's
hard.
hard.
Funny you say that. It is hard. I can sometimes hit it, but like I don't got enough like
Junk in the
honky
trunk.
tonk badonkadonk. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm getting there.
We get there one day.
One day.
But we've got some matches over from Sully's Abode that we have for you guys. For those of you guys who are tuning in for the first time or just missed our intros before, you know, Sully's is the shop that we go to every Thursday for Digi. We pop off at about 6:30, so if you're in the Chicagoland area, want to check us out or check them out, swing by. They're in Boilingbrook, Illinois. I'll drop their TCG player link down in the video description below. Great shop, great community, great vibes, so, you know, we're there. In this particular matchup, we have Jorel and myself having a little Hyper Colosseum duel here. He's on the left playing his Eosmon build, and myself, we're playing the purple-based DexDorugoramon. We've had a lot of black-based DexDoru with TJ here, so I figured having a purple-based sort of match play video would be nice. Full disclosure, I am also still learning the deck, so there are a couple moments where, like, thinking about it, I'm like, maybe I could have sequenced some things a little bit more cleanly, but we get there. I still think this was a pretty good showing of, like, what it can do. And also on Jorel's end, you know, a good showing of what, like, Eos can do. Jorel's always been, like, an Eos stan, and no matter what, he's going to keep trying. So,
Yes, sir.
I commend the soldier. Good fight. Godspeed. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's hop right into it.
So I'm interested to see, because I think Jorel also mentioned that he was learning some AO stuff as well during this. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, he was.
But it's cool. It's cool to see Eos getting like good support. I'm excited to see your purple, but oh right, because you get to play Tamer for free.
Yeah.
I want Argo to get support again. I genuinely think that the new Argomon stuff is honestly decent, but we just don't have enough Argomons for it to be an actual deck, and
Right.
I don't know when we're gonna see more Argomon.
So to start, I played a training to pick up the new Dorugray, which I think you've mentioned this in your deck profile too. It's just such a good card. Like it really makes the deck tick. So I didn't want to miss out on it. I was just like, screw it, you know, we'll just pick it up and see where we go.
Yeah. I will do my best to remember Eos things because I've seen it a little bit, but I did not remember much. So I know that he went ahead and evoed into level 5, which basically lets your opponent play one Tamer card from their hand without paying the cost. If they didn't play out, then you can play a Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost, and then you can Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for every 2 Tamers.
Right.
We see you're thinking about that collision.
The Digi Emperor is a little bit annoying. We are thinking about collision versus just straight up popping it with DexDorugoramon. And here I'm like, you know what? Like, we'll just choke him to 1. He will gain off of Uko if he promotes, but I figured might as well just go ahead and do that and call it a day. Because, I mean, the DexDorugoramon Inheritable is also not terrible for this sort of situation. Going up against Eos and needing, like, maybe some multiple, like, swings and stuff and popping bodies on their side. So I figured, might as well. He goes in and swings with Uko, does live. It's a training, and then plays out an Eos, which then allows him to play Manoa, lets me play a Tamer, but no on-play effects for me pop off.
Yeah. So we kept track of that. And I think it's the old Manoa that makes it so the Tamers can't unsuspend, I believe.
Correct, yeah.
Which we have not seen yet. We see you're thinking about going into...
Go into the Uko. We use the Agent AG underneath. We hard Evo into the Dex for reduced cost. Something got deleted off of effect, and we restand and pop out the AG. So I figured I would just go for board control here. Just set up a line in the back and just kind of accumulate resources to go for like a bigger play down the road. And I figured with also how Eos can snowball with all those bodies, I kind of like throughout the entirety of this match, I was just like, if I can go for board control first, I'd rather do that. Just so that he doesn't have the momentum to keep going.
So swing collision forces in a block, and you restand.
Unfortunately, my trash isn't as set up as I would like, so I can't really benefit off of the Dorugray inheritable. I can't kind of spit stuff out, but I was just like, well, might as well just go for the board control anyways. But we do play out a Luga. I gain a memory off of the BT-14 Luga inheritable. Swing Alliance, and then I just go ahead and pop a Tamer off of another Dorugora play.
Did you evo for 4?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Probably should have been 3.
Yeah, it can evos for 3 over Dorugray or SOC trait level 5.
Yeah. He goes ahead and swings with the Morpho, dies to a Tyranno, which lets him do some searching. We'll pick up an Eos. Since something was deleted, all turns, my Dorugoras can restand. And then he plays out another Eos, which allows me to play out a Digi Emperor. Goes into the Eos and just calls it a day.
Yeah, I think that's the old BT6 Eos. Or was it BT6 the old Eos?
I think it's BT6 Eos, yeah.
Because that was the whole movie stuff, right? With Agumon, with Gabagabon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's level 5 Eos. That's from BT6, which is when attacking, you may play one level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost.
So here there's a little bit of a break. RB was headed home, so he was just asking for his Ancient Grays. So a little pause in the round as Jorel was about returning his goods.
Yeah. It's honestly, I think I was telling you this too when I was watching you guys play, because I know my round finished up and then I came over and was watching you guys. I think that this is probably like the worst matchup for Eos. It
is a pretty bad matchup.
Collision just makes it so Eos can't do anything, because Eos, like, they ideally want to be able to live a turn to like do something. They don't get much value from their initial like hitting the board. A lot of their value is like from like being like sustained and like continuing to exist.
Yeah. We swing Alliance here. End of attack. I can go ahead and he just scoops.
Yeah.
I can essentially pop the Luga using the Dorugray inheritable to restand the other Dex or the other Dorugora that didn't restand off of that, and then just go for Alliance again. So like you said, it is a pretty rough matchup with Collision. Your accessibility to board control really stops their momentum, because they really kind of rely on just snowballing their bodies out and then utilizing a wide board to like proc the Digivolve effects, deletion effects, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it goes crazy. It is insane how much control Dorugora has. I'm also excited to see how well that's going to do now post ban list.
Oh yes.
With the meta slowing down and whatnot, like if it's gonna be.
I honestly might migrate to Dorugora as my main deck for the rest of this meta. Yeah.
Twinning. Hashtag 20.
Hashtag 20. We got matching shirts.
Matching decks.
Matching decks. Same brain cell.
That should be. That's a good trash. That is a very good trash. I mean, the Emperor is a little bit sad, but like getting the DexDorugora right in the trash after and being able to grab a Dorugora is pretty good.
We do Uko promote to pick up an Agent AG. Go into a Luga in the back. And here I'm like, might as well just poke with the Uko. There's no harm in it. Big guy lives. It's crazy. And I play out the BT-14 AG.
Yep. Procedural push up. He is choked to 1, so this is pretty tough. He will swing. Lets him drop a Manoa. I think that's off the inheritable of the level 4.
Which then lets him play out another Eos, which then he can then warp into the level 6 Eos, which then pops my little Uko boy.
That's not what that one does. I don't know how the oh, it's the Morpho probably.
It's the Morpho. And then he checks with the level 6 Eos, hits a Dorugray, and he's got a pretty good setup here. You know, he's got an Emperor, which then prevents me from pushing up the Luga. He's got 2 bodies on board and a level 6, which is like oofta.
Wait, it wasn't the Morpho. How did he play out the...
Was it another Eos?
Does the 5 Eos? I thought it spits out another Eos.
I'm not sure. Maybe Jorel can clear it up in the comments. Is it Manoa, maybe?
No, it's not Manoa. She still has to play her cost. I don't know. It don't matter. Anyways, continuing on.
But here I'm like, well, I got an Evo. Otherwise, I can't do anything next turn. I have 4 security. He can't do multiple checks here. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
Oh,
Mm.
It was level 4 Eos. He has the older one,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
the BT6 one that did it. Okay, that's my issue.
So Manoa comes out of the swing, plays out another Eos from BT6. The swing is a Daruga, and it's a scary board state because he has something in his deck that, if you can see right there in his hand, can completely just do some crazy shenanigans with how many things he has. And he's going into it right now, which is Quartz.
Yeah.
Which will just suspend the board. There are a total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he'll gain memory and then be scary days when he goes ahead and swings again with Quartz.
He's a big fella.
So we push up the Daruga. We go into the DexDoruga to pitch a card and pop a play cost of 4 or less. Slide in the BT-14 AG, going into Doru Gray. Unfortunately, everything is suspended due to Quartz being live, so there's no like real collision target. Which is a little bit rough, but here I try to think things through. Trash is not optimally set up yet, just because it's a little early days, but we do have a DexDorugora in there.
Well, the hard thing is that Dorugora only pops unsuspended too,
Right,
so you can't even pop anything on board if you were to Evo into it.
Right. So here I'm like, you know what? I might as well just go into it. If he dies, I have the Dex in trash, so just see what I can do there.
Yeah.
And I keep the AG underneath because I was like, I don't want to give him an additional like body to potentially target and suspend.
Wonder if the 1 extra memory you gave still was gonna make a difference here.
Yeah.
Because technically you could have choked him to 1.
Right. But my fear was that, you know, so he's gonna swing, he's gonna suspend, he will trash 1 and check 1.
Yeah.
He's asking if I have a DexDoruga in trash, which I do.
Yep.
But I think this is like kind of typical AO stuff. It's like he has some degree of aggression, but not like a lot. And Quartz is great, but it also takes away your body, so you can't like wideboard and swing. So it just decides to go into the old BT6 Eos.
The BT6 Eos.
Tucks 1 underneath and calls it a day. We go ahead, start a main. We go ahead, end of his turn, spit out AG, and then proc my start a main to hatch. Dorugora is still suspended, but we'll go ahead and tuck AG underneath, which will let me proc the new Balmon effect to go into DexDorugora for 2. I can go ahead and de-digivolve up to 3, but here I choose to de-digivolve up to that Eos to pop both bodies, or attempt to pop both bodies. I'm learning from you.
Yeah.
Or trying to, at least. And then since something did get deleted, yeah, I can go ahead and restand my DexDorugora. And I'm deciding here to swing into the Eos, since it doesn't have any protections or on-deletion stuff.
And you're 14k, so you're a big guy.
And here I'm like, okay, well, end of attack, we can play something out. So on play, I can go ahead and pitch 1.
Well, it's when you delete something, not end of attack.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
So you spit out the Daruga.
And I think here I go Hellugar, which will let me draw 2, and then end of turn I can pitch to pop the other body on the board.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I got through a Quartz. I was able to like keep myself alive. I keep the AG in just in case he can do some like shenanigans, so I have at least 1 blocker on board. And I'm like, okay, we've survived at least 1 more turn.
You have reboot on the stack, so that's pretty good. No rookie in the back for you. Jorel does have a rookie at least. Does he go to a 4?
He plays out a Manoa.
Which is a more photo draw 2. We see you going to the Luga.
I play out a Luga for 3. I gain a memory off of the BT-14 Luga inheritable, and I declare an alliance with AG underneath. And And then, unfortunately, no DexDorugray, but I am able to play out a Daruga. Pitching a DexDorugora to draw. Then I go into DexDoruga, pitch again, and get some cycle in. I calling to pop the Luga and restand my Dex.
Did you hard drop the Daruga?
I played it off of the end of attack Dorugray now. Or am I missing something?
That's not. It's all turns that you spit it out off Dorugray when you delete a Digimon. Not the. Or is that the Daruga from earlier? Or is that a different one? No, your Daruga was gone before.
It was gone. So maybe that was a misplay there.
Yeah, the Dorugray is end of attack. Is all turns when you delete an opponent's Digimon is when you spit out a body. It's not end of attack.
Is there an end of attack one?
That's the DexDorugoramon, but that's you delete one of your Digimon.
I might have been confusing. Okay, I might have been confusing a DexDorugray and a Dorugray then.
So I think it was just your Daruga that you had on board. I thought that he, unless I'm forgetting, I don't know. It's fine.
So he Digivolves here off of the Eos play, then goes into a big Eos from the new BT-17 set. We still have 2 blockers on board, which is still pretty good. And then he has to call it a day by just dropping the 4 Cosmonoa. And he's kind of sequencing some things here. We'll go ahead and pop something because it's got more DP. And I'm like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. But those 2 Eoses were just played out via effect, so he can't really do anything there. And he doesn't have another swing, at least on board for now. So he's just like, well, we go into this level 5 Eos and see what he can do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the 1 Emperor is not enough. Oh, you did have some cards on top of your deck there.
Yeah.
A little crazy.
A little crazy.
Little Lucy.
And we go into a Dorugray here. Go ahead and swing. We'll use Collision to go into a Dorugora. We'll be forced to block. We'll restand and then, yeah. I don't know why. I think I was just like trying to sequence things out for practice, but I think realistically I probably could have just swung and been fine.
Yeah,
I don't think he had blockers on board.
You had 2 swings. That's all you needed.
Yeah. Because he had 1 redirect, but that was it. But yeah, that does wrap up the match. I'm able to squeak it by in 2. A little bit of a misplay at the end, but I think still a pretty decent showing.
So he had...
Yeah.
So the reason you needed 2 swings was he had the redirect from the Eos. Right. You did play out the Daruga off end of attack. So that was a bit of a difference there. So there might have been a game 3, unless you're able to clear a board going up a line there, which is very possible with Luga. So
Right. But still, I think a decent showing of like purple versus black, on the channel. I think purple has the potential for a lot more aggression, and I think the Balmon egg really adds to consistency in terms of just being able to evo from trash whenever you tuck an AG underneath, which is always really nice. And I do really like it. The toolboxy feel to the deck is super, super nice. I think both purple and black have a lot of tools available to it to do a lot of damage, particularly like TJ said, in a meta that's going to be drastically slowed down now with the removal of Ukos and Louis.
What? I didn't say drastically. Don't stop.
Well, okay, maybe not drastic change. But a
little bit slower. Maybe it's to turn slower now.
But I mean, I think people are gonna be, I think there's gonna be more decks out there now, though. It's not gonna be sort of this fest of like Nume and Vaccine now that both decks have been relatively nerfed to a degree. So I do think there's gonna be opportunity for other decks to kind of come into the limelight, and I think DexDoruga, both purple and black, are gonna be up there for sure. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As you guys are starting to cook up more decks post-ban list, let us know what you guys are playing. We'd be interested to see what you guys are cooking in the kitchen with. And hopefully we catch you on that next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.